A new video app from Newslook launched recently for the iPad in order to make video news available by topic. Although video technology has advanced significantly in recent years, this type of video functionality has been left untouched until now. Newslook has both a video streaming news website and a video syndication service in which its capabilities are already available, but it is now hoping to expand its efforts with its new app. So to tell us more about the company and the app, Newslook CEO and founder Fred Silverman is joining us now by way of Skype. Thanks so much for talking with us today, Fred.
It's my pleasure. Thank you so much for having me.
You're very welcome. Before we get into Newslook, I'd like to hear a little bit about what led you into online video. You've had a long tenure in traditional media, so really what brought you into this space?
You know, I was doing a lot of work with public television, a lot of long-form documentary work, and what I was beginning to realize was that the market was changing. And I think that, for the most part, we could tell what I would need an hour of primetime television to tell a story to a large audience could be done in a matter of minutes now with all the new technology, graphics, and so on. And I realized that, the world was changing and I should, and I think it was an opportunity here. And when I looked around and realized that there was no video news service, as it were, I thought this was something that really should be offered. And frankly, I did it personally in a very selfish reason, because oftentimes I'd come home late at night from meetings or from a production or something, and I'd turn on the television. I've got 500 channels on my cable system, but I had no live, real news going on. A lot of the cable news channels are moving more toward kind of a punditry and less real news coverage. And so I felt a real need, a desire on my own part, but also I think a need in the marketplace. And that's really what launched Newslook. So I went around. I have a lot of contacts. You're right. I've been in the industry for a long, long time now. And what I did is I went into a lot of my contacts and set up contracts with about 60 different providers, and we're very proud. We have Reuters and AP and AFP, major wire services. We have CBC, Deutsche Welle, France 24. We've got a number of great providers all over the globe. And what we do is we have an editorial team that actually looks at our content, pulls out the very best pieces, and those are the ones that we produce.
That's very interesting. Well, now if you could just really explain what the iPad app does specifically.
Sure. The iPad app is really kind of exciting. I mean, we think it's really kind of neat. It works on a channel concept. So rather than watching an individual video, what we realize is that people really like to consume content, a lot of content around particular things that are of interest to them. For example, if you're interested in yoga, or you're interested, my teenage girl, when we were working on the app, has a fascination with the Hunger Games. So she created a Hunger Games channel and pulled in, and sure enough, we had like 60 or 70 videos in our system. All about the Hunger Games, from the red carpet to backstories on the stars, the movie being made, and so on. So what we're able to do is really allow you a platform where you can create channels around the things that are of interest to you the most. I think we have over 5,000 channels when we launched the app, and it's continually growing.
Wow.
So it's kind of exciting. And when we use, it's a news app, but the truth is that we define news in a pretty broad way. I mean, when I used to work on CBS's Evening News 30 years ago, news was pretty narrowly defined. And I think today we define news in a much broader context. It includes lifestyle and celebrity, how-to, a lot wider kind of definition.
Right. So would you say that Newslook is geared toward a more general consumer audience, or is it positioned more toward a particular niche audiences?
I think we're really for a general audience. I think anybody who really wants high-quality news from around the world to know what's going on, but really who wants to see what's going on. Because, again, we're video only. We're not text. So if you just want to have a quick perusal of the headlines, you probably can do that on other services. But if you want to see what's going on in the world, if you want to see what's happening in Syria or Pakistan, or you want to see the latest celebrity gossip, and see those stars, we're probably the place to come for those kinds of things.
So how do you plan to draw consumers in with YouTube, Social Cam, Show You, and all the other video offerings that are already available?
I think that we're really different in a couple of ways. YouTube is primarily a platform for serving video. We're more of an editorial company, so we really, we have journalists on staff. We have several, full-time journalists whose job it is to monitor the feeds, enhance the metadata so it's easier to find, categorize, and target and discover the content that we offer. And also, we only have premium content. We don't have a lot of user-generated content, and we have we really have only from professional news organizations around the world, as well as, lifestyle groups, but groups who are producing professional quality content. And that's, I think, a big difference between us and a lot of the other folks out there. Also, because we license the content, we work with it more directly. We're able to enhance the metadata much better than we could if it was simply coming off of, a platform like Vimeo or YouTube.
In terms of the news publications that Newslook works with, does the company handpick the publications, or can any news publisher participate?
We do, actually, and we're kind of proud about that. We've actually, certainly people come to us a lot now, especially since the app got a little bit of buzz out there. But even before that as well, we've been approached by a couple of different news organizations. I've been very careful who I pick because there's a lot of content out there, and I think that we have a responsibility to sort of curate the content, and so we're very careful who we work with. There are a number of other major groups that are coming on board with us over the next couple of months, which we're excited about, and we are starting to work more with independent filmmakers, but again, more professional people, people who do this for a living. We're very much believe in the quality of premium content, so that's important to us.
So about how many videos are in the company's current archive?
44,000 videos.
Wow.
And it's growing quite, we obviously publish out quite a lot every day as well.
That's great to hear. Now, Newslook is currently available on Google TV and plans to extend its offering to other connected TV devices. But what is your vision for Newslook in this area specifically?
I think what we're looking at is probably coming out with a version 2 for the iPad app sometime later this year. What we're doing is really, it's all new for us in terms of really doing a channel type approach. It's a different approach, and we're very excited about it. The feedback we've gotten has been very positive so far. But what we're also doing is we're taking a lot of user feedback and working with that and trying to develop a kind of a next generation for it, which is going to have a lot more bells and whistles. We also see an iPhone app coming out, and we're doing an HTML5, a much more advanced HTML5 version, which will be available on Android probably sometime early next year.
All right, very good. And speaking more broadly of Newslook, where do you see the overall platform heading going forward?
Well, we'd like to see ourselves as really a global consumer news destination. We're probably the only one that really pulls in high-quality video news from all these different providers and makes it available for you to take a look at. I think we see ourselves growing much more organically around the globe in that way. We also see ourselves delivering in multiple languages down the road as well. Certainly we're in English only now, but we'd like to be able to expand that as well. And then we also have a business side as well. We have a fairly viable syndication business. We deliver video news content to a number of online publishers and data companies, both here and in Canada as well.
All right, well, we look forward to seeing more from Newslook. Thanks so much for talking with us today, Fred.
Thank you so much. It was really a pleasure. Thank you again.
You're very welcome. And for more information on this video service and iPad app, visit newslook.com. I'm Abby Johnson reporting for WebPro News.